What's your reading into this latest barrage of strikes in Ukraine from Russia?
Fortunately, it continues, and just hours ago, there was again attack in the city of Kherson, in the southern part of Ukraine, where two ladies, 48 and 26 years old, are killed, mother and daughter. So Russia continues to kill civilians in Ukraine, making these deliberate attacks throughout the whole country without really no military aim, but with an aim to put a terror on Ukrainian people.
Alexei, is this the beginning of that, spring onslaught that we have been talking about for months now? We knew that during the winter it may slow down the Russian attack, but as spring comes in, it's going to get worse. Do you believe this is the beginning? And what's your understanding of the preparedness levels in Ukraine to deal with this onslaught?
No, it's more about just Russian military tactics. Speaking about offensive, it's Ukraine which prepares today for counteroffensive, and yeah, soon after when the spring will be later and the ground will be tougher, I think we will see more. And we all in Ukraine pray for our counteroffensive and waiting for this with a big hope. So that is what's going on the front line. But definitely, Russia is not going to stop for the moment. They still believe that they can achieve their goals to capture part of Ukrainian territories, and by this to destroy completely international law.
Very recently we saw that how your deputy foreign minister was, of course, in India. Then we had your prime minister who was in Canada. Talk to us about the efforts underway in terms of what military do you continue to require to deal with this offensive from Russia?
Most important for us is long-range missiles, ATACMS to HIMARS systems, which we received, but long-range missiles not. The second is air defense, to protect our civilians from the cases like we now discussing with you, but also to protect our military. By the way, tomorrow is an Orthodox Easter in Ukraine, and it's these Russian attacks, which is they call themselves also Orthodox Christians, but it doesn't look like this. Looking for what they're doing. The third important is armor, tanks, armored vehicles, everything to give Ukrainian army possibility to attack and move forward.
We know that several Ukrainian soldiers are being trained where the Leopard 2 tanks is concerned. Training is, of course, taking place in the neighboring country of Poland, too. Alexei, may I ask, what's been the speed at which the delivery of those tanks, and how soon do you think those tanks will be able to hit the ground where the war is concerned on the front lines?
We will see. I'm not a military general,
Sure.
just to say when the counteroffensive will start, but definitely in this counteroffensive, there's newly received Western techniques, including armor and tanks, will be used. But the problem is that we are speaking about 10, 12, 20 Leopards, about some dozens of these modern and very good tanks. But for the at the beginning of this invasion, Russia had, according to different estimations, near 13,000 tanks. So 30, 40, 50 Leopards really can't change the situation significantly. And we need more and we need quicker to really have a successful counteroffensive to liberate our territory and by this to restore international order and finally to finish this war.
Indeed. We'll have to leave it at that for now. Alexei Goncharenko, Ukrainian MP, we appreciate you joining us in this conversation. Thank you so much for your time.